have created a mine of mystery, mate. Who is this outside Adelaide? Who is this in Adelaide, right? Who are these earth serpent, earth snakes, mystery man, Maori man in the middle of the desert? And the joke in the movie is I knew I poured a rum and coke over your head in the Crown and Anchor one night, and I said, you're going to become my manager. And I even said to you, look, I'm not going to get naked, right? We're going to try and sell some of this artwork in a big way. Don't fall up. When I walked around Italy for 174 days, that's who I was. Peter Romanus, the unknown one, who thinks he's Peter Saint Germanus, because when I was in Germany, everyone said, if you think you're the last Pope, Saint Peter, right? Tell everyone you're Peter Germanus, mate. Don't tell everyone you're Peter Romanus, because the Omerta Mafia want to eat you, won't they? So Carabinieri coppers assaulted me. When I basically told them, fuck off, I'm past like Bob Marley. He told me to stop playing guitar, right? I said, fuck off, I'm the one fucking your daughter, right? Past life either Crazy Horse or Nibiru, the planet's coming in. This is my wife. I'm married to a woman who looks like that. We don't give much of a fuck about that. These are sharks. I wanted to show you these, because these are all on eBay. No shit, okay? For $250 each. And analysts say it's the same woman again. You see it's the same woman again, it's the same woman again. This is Jim Morrison. But when I buy these paintings, and this is supposed to be Julian Assange, again, pretty good, eh? And this is Pamela Anderson, standing beside. Now, they had a knock, right? You want to know why Julian Anderson hasn't got out of jail in England? He's not even in jail, mate. It's all made up, just like Jeffrey Epstein died and it was a body double and shit. Forget all the COVID shit was made up, right? This is that's probably me. This is my wife smoking a joint. This is the alien abduction. And then they go and go, shock, 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 shock. And I'm shocked, yeah? PM Horror, it says BAMPHOR, not Vincent Van Gogh. Alien, Baz, BAZZ, LTD, abduction. You're being abducted, right? We're making a 20-minute film. We're going to go, after I show you a couple more paintings, about how I do my artwork, because this is what I do every day. I play guitar on Derby Street every day, make $200 every week for the last 7 years. I love doing it, but I love doing this more. I draw over the top of other people's artwork, and I end up getting things like this. Probably upside down. So yeah, the unknown shock. The unknown shock artist here in Newcastle. I'm shock all over Brisbane, SHOK, all over Newcastle, 420, 247, Jupiter, 247. I spent 147 days in Italy. You can see some of these people, shocker, stacked identical to my wife, mate. This is freaky. We're going to put Nick Kelly's head in it, that's me. I've tried to put Jim Morrison in there, but it's closer to me. The reason this is here, when it rained last night, see the water coming off that as I do that? Look, water coming off there like that. That's all wet. I was in the tent last night. It rains on me. For the last 7 years, I've lived on Derby Street, paying $430 a week of rent. I got kicked out because they wanted to stick the rent up to $600 a week, and they're going to do up the whole place. The guy who owns the place, David Israel, who owns Catho Developments, the Catho Big Catherine Bay Development, he owns that. His brother, Lionel Israel, owns Second Ho Horse Stud out at Head-On Greta, Lochinvar Way. And his dad, who's dead now, was Dr. Israel here in Gympie and Meriwether, who all the junkies used to get all their drugs off because he was a cool doctor. He used to help out all the guys who needed drugs, junkies, to get through the pain or whatever they're going through, right? But he owned 180 properties, mate, in Meriwether, and the son inherited them all. This is my wife smoking a cigarette, identical, perfect, and I showed this to my wife, and she said, yeah, obviously Peter's painting, because she knows my style and that, right? But she said it's a shit painting because she didn't like the way I painted her nose. So, fuck that, basically, right? Anyway, Ken, I'm married to a hooker. Did I tell you I'm married to a hooker? And this is why I do this. It's like Salvador Dali's art show, right? you're inspired by your own wife to come up with all these ways she looks. And you start looking at them. When I'm painting them, she is now 57 years old. That was what she looked like when she was about 35. I would say that was probably what she looked like when she was about 50. That's supposed to be Jim Morrison. That's supposed to be Jimi Hendrix. And this is the Maori man in the desert in South Australia. I think that was about the main painting I wanted to show. One more close. This is $250 on eBay tomorrow, and we're taking photos of it right now with this man here. We're going to stick it all on eBay and all on YouTube. When I buy my artwork, I bought it all from the Salvation Army. It's signed by the original artist in 1998 who painted it. I look at it and I go, okay, I can paint something over the top of it. It's the head of a crazy horse, and it's got this cat up the top here, and you can see there's a cat in there, and there's also sort of crazy horse, but there's all little animals in here. See all these little eyes? I put all these little eyes in it because I can see like a possum here, I can see a wombat, I can see a swan, I can see something up here that looks like an owl, and this looks like a spook Indian holding something that looks like an Aboriginal sort of old animal, right? Whoa! Show you where I'm living. Down the stairs. They are now, they're still $250, even though that just fell off one of the paintings. This is the full story of the Maori men joining the South Australian desert. And by now you've all realised I'm the serial pest who runs on the soccer, tennis, cricket and football. Does occasional stand-up gigs like at the Crown and Anchor with a man holding the camera now. We met him. As soon as I met him, I met this man is very different to anyone I've ever met before. I'm glad I come along and did a couple of gigs for him. And towards the end of the gig, I thought, this guy's my manager. How do I do something here that's fucking hilarious? And he becomes my manager. I got a rum and coke and poured it over his head, the man behind the camera. And now he is my manager. And he says, if this gets on UK TV, where the next John Stapleton in UK will introduce that, we go down the street, meet a couple of people in the street who I met to tell you about, we're about to get a job and get off a nutter fucking pension. After being on a nutter pension for 22 years and on the dole for 8 years before that. But in the middle, I spent 656 days in the Northern Hemisphere. What do you reckon happened when I was there for 656 days, Mr. Manager? Give me your passport, hey? False name, shockula, Peter Horse, serial pest. My name is Peter Michael Howard. Thank you very much. And my son is Jeffrey Howard. And these are the ancient runes, or the hell runes. This is my mum, Maureen May Ray, and the AR comes to St. Francis. And the 247 is 274 days in the room. And I invented it because I'm born the 14th of March, which is St. Matilda's Day. Pisces the fish, thinks he's past like Kurt Cobain. Fucking what? Down the backyard, everything's wet. I'll show you very quickly. Take your time walking down there. We got this. Take your time walking down slowly. Oh, you turned it off, or you? Yeah.
Some water on the lens. That's okay.
Another 20 seconds here and then we'll go for a little walk down the road, okay? We've got another 20 seconds here to build. This is the tent we're living in. We've gone and ripped all the stickers off bins. You still filming? Are you filming? Okay, we've gone and ripped stickers off bins and UFO labs and COVID alien abductions sit here on buses. And people give me stickers. I'm playing on the street and people give me stickers like this, like much love and live fast and skate fast and access to 6 and just more shit happening than most people can handle, right? Because I used to own all these old fucking muscle cars and stuff, and now we're sitting on the road on playing guitar saying we're Highway 666, mate, because we spent 656 days in the Northern Hemisphere. And I'm living in here. Just stick your head in here. This is Bully Maguire, the vampire cat, lion court, foul court. Augusta, it just took off as soon as it saw you sitting there. But on the street, it meets everyone on the street. It meets every lady, every man on the street. There it is. We're living in there. See the bed in there? That's where we're living tonight. Tonight we're living in there because that's all wet in there. Like I said, we've been here. Whoa, we've been here 9 days and it's rained 6 days. And I said to the guy who owns the house, what's the weather forecast for the future? And he said 5 days of rain. 5 days of rain, Mr. Shocker. And I thought, what the fuck? And he says, when it rains bad, don't go stepping anywhere, right? There's cat shit everywhere, mate. There's 10 cats living in this house. It's about, seriously, there is 6 cats living in this house. 2 are mine, and 4 are his. And he gave me one. He gave me the black one, which has gone and hid, right? This one on eBay is $1,000. It's not painted by me at all. I also collect other people's art. You look it up on the computer. This artist, G. Carney, it says it's $1,000 on the computer to buy that, right? If you want that today for $250, it's yours, and actually it is yours, Mr. Gardner. Mr. Gardner, David Gardner, I think he's George